November 1st and 2nd are known in the Mexican culture and tradition as the Day of the Dead, el Día de los Muertos. And we have the opportunity in Holyoke to celebrate Day of the Dead with similar ways that are part of this tradition, particularly by putting together community ofrendas. And these ofrendas are small shrines and places where we can put pictures and different elements that are intended to celebrate, honor, and remember our relatives and friends who are no longer with us in this physical world. For several years, with the collaboration with Attack Bear Press, there has been different places where community ofrendas have been placed in Holyoke. And this year, 2023, has the opportunity of not only one, but 3 ofrendas to be available for the public. One of them in the place where it all began, Wistariahurst Museum. The second one, it is now available for the public in Laurel Park as part of a community ofrenda in open public space. The third one, and this is the second time it is organized by Holyoke Community College. They created outside of El Centro a community ofrenda that was made by the initiative of its director, Julissa Colón, and also the participation of many of the students in the community of HCC. I got the opportunity of visiting the 3 ofrendas in this day that, despite the surprising snow that began with the new month, it was another element that definitely identifies New England, but it also made more intimate the gathering of everybody in the different places where these ofrendas are available. And also I had the opportunity of talking with Julissa Colón, director of El Centro at Holyoke Community College, as well as Dr. George Timmons, the new president of Holyoke Community College, about the meaning of having an ofrenda for this important day in the Mexican and Latin American community, as well as part of a global view of the different celebrations that represent the diversity that is present in our city here in Holyoke. So let's take a look to some of the ofrendas, the one at Wistariahurst, the one at Laurel Park, and the one at Holyoke Community College, that each one, as you can see, they have its own specific aesthetic. But you will see some elements in common as well. Those being the marigold flowers, or flor de cempasúchil, which is a way to create not only a visible and really colorful display for the ofrenda, but also to create a path for the souls to find their way home, to find their way to the ofrenda where they are being remembered. Other elements include food, because it is believed that during this time, November 1st and 2nd, the souls are allowed to come back, and this is like having a family reunion, a homecoming, a gathering with people that we miss and that we haven't got the chance to commune with in a long time. So the same way we will prepare for a feast to have guests, this is what we do with the ofrenda, to prepare the souls for their feast so they can return and enjoy food, drinks, and all the different things that include their own belongings that are placed in the ofrenda, so they can have that connection with the elements that were part of their former life. There are many other nuances to discuss and talk about behind the tradition, the history, the connection, the even conflictive aspects that are involved in this celebration. But let's make that part of a conversation for another time, because the souls only can be here November 1st and 2nd, and we want to put attention to them and celebrate with them. So Let's hear what Julissa Colón and George Timmons from Holyoke Community College have to say about the beautiful ofrenda that they put together outside El Centro.
Sure. So I would say for me, it's absolutely amazing to see this. And as I continue to learn the culture and to learn the Holyoke Community College community, that I'm constantly growing as an individual myself, right? And learning the culture, Puerto Rican culture, the Latinx culture in general, and just in terms of what's important, what makes us who we are as human beings and individuals. And also, as I was saying earlier, as I learn, I see similarities to other cultures that are just kind of, reminds me that we're more alike than we are different in so many ways, right? And so this is just so heartfelt and warming. As a person, I lost my mom a year ago myself, so this is kind of moving for me in terms of I get the concept of it, and it's a reminder for me is that they never really leave you.
Julissa, how is it for you to see that communities gathering, that students are joining in this celebration and putting together this beautiful ofrenda here outside of our center?
Yeah, it's an honor. I am incredibly grateful always for the community that shows for us, and to see the tables filled. Yeah, I've been emotional all day, just kind of thinking about this because our loved ones are here, and for people to take the time to come and share their beloveds with us, to take the time to honor them, even if they're not, right? This is a Mexican tradition, not anything that I grew up with, and yet I'm so moved to be able to participate in this como una comunidad, right? Community. The students came and set it all up, and Professor Raúl Gutiérrez came and brought, the fresh treats, el pan de muerto, and I just think about how all these things come together. And President Timmons, you talked about that, about how the similarities between so many different cultures and how we can come together in love, how we can come together in celebration and honoring. I'm really proud of being able to do this type of experience at Holyoke Community College because that is what it is. We're a community, and we're going to continue to expand and work on ways to bring more community things here so that we can continue to feel connected. And I'm really grateful to be able to do this here and honored. Yeah.
How do you see having events like this throughout the year, not only for the celebration of Day of the Dead, but also as a way to embrace more and more the multicultural diversity in the community as a component of the education mission of HCC?
Yeah, I mean, diversity is what makes us better. Diversity is what helps us grow and understand different cultures, different ways of looking at things. And so for me, I embrace diversity because I think as an institution we become better when we have different perspectives at the table because then we become more holistic in terms of how our thinking is. And so for me, I appreciate differences of thought and differences of culture because as a human being, I think the only thing that we can do is continue to grow and be better. If you are a perfect human being, then I haven't met anyone that's perfect. We all are on this journey. And for me, I'm a lifelong learner, and so I enjoy just learning about so many different things. And so for me, diversity and all that in all its forms is appreciated from my perspective.
What do you think, Julissa, has been the learning experience for some of the students as they have been helping to put the ofrenda together and learning through the shared information by Professor Gutiérrez?
Yeah, there's been a lot, I think, not only for the students, but for the faculty and the staff that have come together. Our work study students put this together along with the Leah Club, and it was this, this isn't Halloween, right? So this understanding culturally, we're in this area very used to Halloween, and they were like, oh, it's similar, Halloween colors, you see skulls, and all of a sudden it's like, actually, it has absolutely nothing to do with Halloween. So there was this moment of well, what is it then, right? And being able to learn about, actually, there's this whole cultural history about the sempuchil flowers, right? The marigolds and how they are linked to afterlife, right? The alejibres and how they are connected to our spirit. And, this is really beautiful understanding. The color orange, which again, very much associated with Halloween, is actually in Aztec culture, as I learned from Raúl, the color of the afterlife. right? And so there was all this really beautiful learning, and they got to see kind of the depth of cultural significance and how, sometimes things are co-opted for other things. And, Halloween is still fun. I went out yesterday and we trick-or-treat and all that. And that this is different and beautiful, right? And so I think part of that growing and learning means that we expand feelings of belongings for students, right? And so when we talk about the growth of their learning, yes, it's absolutely academic learning, and it's also kind of how they learn to belong in spaces that are different from them. And then for other students, how they see themselves in the space now where they never saw themselves before. So I think that growing happens in a lot of ways and learning happens in a lot of ways. And we're lucky to be able to participate in something like this. Yeah.
And until when the ofrenda is going to be available for the community?
Until Friday. So we're keeping it up so people can come, they can join, they can put their pictures, they can come visit, put their ofrendas. We have some frames available, or we actually have space on the back wall. So we invite the community to come and join us. Aquí a la orden, we would love to see people, just even if they just want to come and see it. Por favor, they're more than welcome.
The community ofrendas at Wistariahurst, Laurel Park, and Holyoke Community College will be available for the public to enjoy until Friday at least. If you are interested on seeing them, particularly on the time that the souls are still with us, according to the popular belief, this November 2nd, we will be present at the ofrendas at Wistariahurst on the afternoon, and then later at the one in Laurel Park. So that way we can share and we can talk to people about everything related to this tradition. And especially if you have someone that you want to remember, feel free to bring a picture that you can add to the ofrenda so we can all together remember everybody who is no longer with us. Because you don't need to be part of the Mexican roots or the Mexican people. As long as you know and understand what it means, and we all come together with the respect this ceremonial celebration has, we are all part of it. Because we all know that. And what the Mexican tradition does is, instead of just being a moment to mourn, we do celebrate, and we make of this a feast, a whole celebration of life, where the legacy, the memory, and the presence still here of the people who are no longer with us is being felt more than ever throughout the year on these days, November 1st and 2nd. So, Feliz Día de los Muertos. I am Yoher Rashi Vega, and you're watching Holyoke Media.